All right. Well, hello, everyone, and welcome back to the program. I'm Kim. That's Tommy. Over here, we have Erin. And just a quick sidebar. Hey, Tommy, I thought there was going to be no more political people, man. What happened? What? Wait. Hey, here.
I was planted here.
Were you planted here? That was my first question. That's my first question.
Told you.
We're told that you're planted here, that you're a plant. What's up with that? The people want to know.
I learned myself that I was a plant. I was not aware that I was a plant. But no, I'm not a plant. I have really good intentions. I'm running on integrity. And all the people that planted me here, I did not know they existed until I was told that that's who planted me here.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I thought you showed up, what, six months ago? You just kind of arrived here to Santa Rosa County. You just showed up.
Sailed a ship back from Hawaii.
And then you were here.
And then bam, I was just dropped off into Santa Rosa County to stir up the pot, I guess.
Now we know. The facts come out right here on this.
Look, man.
Yeah, that was one of the things we heard.
She just showed up, like 6 months ago, 6 weeks ago, 6 days ago. And
who is she? Where did she come from? Right.
I think I'm owned by about 15 people. I have a handler, work for the Russian government or something. Not quite for sure where that one comes from. Gosh, I'm only a permanent resident for so long because that's when we bought our house. So I guess if you rent, you're not a permanent resident of Santa Rosa County. Sorry to break that to you guys, but yeah, it's been wild.
Yeah. But isn't it true that your husband's family's been here as long as basically mine's been here for 9 generations, so his has been about his own.
Yeah, his family was some of the original settlers that helped founded Santa Rosa County and Ponce de Leon. So we have a joke with our kids that they can't date in Santa Rosa County because they would be dating some sort of relatives. His mom was a school bus driver for 35 years here for Santa Rosa County. So they are a very established family. So I guess I married into the right family.
Yeah. It's funny she said that because my dad used to tell me and my brother that we grew up and like, what's her last name? And we tell him like, you can't do that. I'm like,
thank goodness.
Why?
I didn't have that problem. I don't remember that. I mean, we had conversations, but none of those. I'm scared.
Yeah, we had to establish that ground rule very quickly coming back, especially because they're dating age now. When we, first were here, they were not the dating age. So I was like, okay, boys, no girlfriend. I'm going to have to take you to like surrounding communities, like counties to find.
Cotillions anymore?
Oh, you know what the heck a cotillion is?
Never heard of that word.
Yeah, I think, if I'm saying it right, I think it's one of them things where families get together and they have like it's like an old, okay, y'all old type. I may be way off.
I know what you're talking about. I don't know what they call it, but
I don't believe they have them anymore. I know that.
Never been part of one, so.
Oh, well, I mean, thing that happened in the 1920s.
Oh, I think it might be way older.
Yeah.
I mean, just on the campaign trail, people are like, I think we're related. Like, I have found that I'm related to so many people because my husband's background, it's not just Nisewonger. It is the Cumbies, the Pedens, the Smith Parkers, which covers, I don't know, like everybody in Santa Rosa County.
We talked about that, and I told you the Elliott. I told your husband, I'm bald here. The Elliott, he's like, yeah, we're related. I'm like, so where?
Yeah, we're related to the Elliott's off of his brother's prior marriage. So we're not like blood related, but our nieces and nephews, the Elliott's are there somewhere here in Hawaii. Yeah, we have a very like wide reach of some way, somehow we're related, probably.
Yeah, interesting. We're going to have a history day one day.
Yeah.
We're going to go through some of these things.
Next weekend, we're going to have Richard Wood on. He is a local author in Milton, written 2 books, 2 or 3, I don't know. And they are very interesting. The local will be, I can't remember the name, sorry, Richard. But He's with me on next week. Tell us about local history.
Nice. It's a pretty wild stuff, is what I.
Yeah, it's murders.
Murders and such.
Yeah.
Here in the county. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the Lonely Hearts murders.
Okay.
Lonely Heart murders, and the woman that was executed in Sing Sing, she brought back here and planted in the Milton Cemetery.
Planted.
Yes, and base.
Here, honey. Here. Huh.
Well, basically, yeah, because nobody knew about it, and her dad took her out there and disposed of her.
Oh. Fair enough. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, this train is everywhere, but so you are. How many kids do you have?
6 total, but we have 5 boys left at home,
Okay.
all school age. So I know that's been a kind of a concern of how can you have time, but 3 of them are 8th, 9th, and 10th grade. And then our 3 and 4-year-old, they're transitioning into preschool and then kindergarten. So,
Right. Okay.
yeah.
So I would imagine they've got pretty decent schedules going into the school year where they know what they need to be doing each and every day.
When it comes to home, yes, we have yet to receive anything from the school. I'm not throwing the school under the bus, but I don't know what's going on with school. They're registered and I haven't heard anything, but our schedule at home is pretty tight. It's called Skylight Calendar. Get one, but it's like a big tablet that is a huge calendar, has all of our recipes on there, uploads everything. It goes to the kids' phones so they know their tasks, their chores, what we're having for food. So I'm a very organized, detailed person to make our life very uncomplicated.
I've only heard that they're really useful.
They are, and then it dual works as like the picture frame that automatically changes. So when you're not using it, it's one of those automatic digital picture frames. And then it's a calendar and...
What is it called? Oh,
Skylight.
Skylight. Okay. I'm not sure to look that up.
I love it.
Yeah. We have a pretty busy schedule as well at my house, and something like that would be very useful.
So you can put it all in your phone and you attach whatever. So I have like 2 separate Apple calendar, then a Google calendar, and you can attach both of those. So everything goes in. So it's color coordinated by work, so everybody has their own color.
Whoa.
My son that's an actor has his own color actor for that sport. Each sport has their own color. So everything is color coordinated based off of each activity.
Nice. All right. Well,
I didn't know that.
to be. Yeah. Not necessarily a plug for Skylight. I just think I'd eat it. Like,
Not me, but
Tommy's like, I got Post-it notes.
oh yeah, I know we're good.
Wait. So I wanted to ask you some things. Since you're here, we know that currently, as of the recording of this video, tomorrow starts early voting.
Yes.
From this, but we're going to ask some questions that may be a little bit outside on the fringe of political stuff. It's more about you and about some other things that may not be politically related.
And yeah, that's the thing. Everybody's heard all the political stuff. Everybody's sick of all the political stuff. So we decided to take a left turn.
I'm sick of all the words.
Yeah.
I'd like to see something else on the groups, that I'm involved in, some more positive stuff instead of mudslinging, dragging down. Yeah, I'm ready for it.
Now, I will say, compared to the elections we've had in the past, it's been pretty decent.
Yeah.
I've heard it's been mild, and I was like,
my stuff's pretty mild. The last one, I think, 4 years ago, there were the flyers that were being sent out that's ridiculous. Everybody was putting one. I've never seen so many Joe Biden pictures where people were putting their edits right next to Joe Biden on the picture. It's like, oh, they're aligned with Joe Biden and this. They're like,
well, I mean, didn't you have the attack on Carrie Smith? That one,
attack on Carrie Smith.
the lawsuit.
They made a whole lawsuit. Yeah,
I made a process of I've kept every flyer that I've gotten in the mail since 20 years now. I keep them all, and that one for Carrie, I was like,
I was a little shocked that even would have. Yeah.
That's he.
Well, Sarah probably should have proofread that idea before it left of like, is there any legal modalities? Yeah.
I mean, luckily, like you said, this has been all things considered, a pretty decent race.
Yeah.
As far as that goes. But it is nice to see things other than politics. So we'll ask a couple questions. How will you update the building codes once you get down? But be different ones. Let's see. So something's in the general area. If you could spend a day shadowing any public servant in Santa Rosa County, who would you choose and what would you hope to learn?
So I would probably choose, it's one or both because they're kind of dually intertwined, Brad Baker and Sabrina White. And that is just because they are, even though they don't make the decisions, they kind of have the bread and butter in the heart of the finances and where things are allocated, and they come through that. So I would really want to know what they know, where they're getting the information, kind of just absorb the knowledge that they have, because knowledge empowers, and then I can really understand their job, which then would help me understand where money's allocated and how I could better do my job. But because everything kind of goes through them first, I think it would be very important to understand their job and position.
Yeah.
Whether you agree or not, that's something else. It's just understanding the heart of Santa Rosa County finances and allocations and the whys not. I think it's extremely important.
Absolutely. I would too.
Yeah.
I would say Brad Baker certainly would be an interesting one to follow on a day-to-day to see what
Buzzer bearing.
I'm sure he's catching arrows from every direction. I'm sure every day. He probably in phone calls and emails, pick a lock on the store and everything else about all.
Well, you get to learn like how the impact fees actually work and how they're based off of your tax revenue and population and different. So if you don't understand that, then how are you going to make good policy? And then Sabrina White does a lot of the community discretionary stuff. So I think that is also important, especially with the tax referendum that is possibly coming out, because
that's true.
Constitutionally mandated, the community discretionary funds actually get cut first.
Oh.
A lot of people, so I've been doing a lot of studying on that. I know that's a little off topic, but there's constitutionally mandated programs and things that we have to keep in the county, and those have to be met first before anything else is allowed. So, when they're like, well, we'll try to do this, there's no trying. Like, it's constitutionally mandated, and that's, instead of the community getting money, retirement and pensions get paid first, whether we agree or not, but those are constitutionally mandated. And a lot of people don't understand that. Yeah. So, yeah.
So that's going to slim the budget quite a bit.
Yes. I mean, I can tell you exactly. Yes, because it is. I can tell you real quick. It's public safety, emergency management preparedness. It's the essential election operation management, the justice system operations, the prior debt and municipal bonds, along with the pensions and benefits of the retirement.
It's going to take up that whole limit.
Exactly. There will be nothing about that.
And it's going to eat up that one. Oh my goodness. Yeah, we've been hearing about it. I know there may be a day where we do a whole episode on this at some point, but it's coming soon. And a lot of departments, a lot of agencies, local municipalities are going to feel this in the pocketbook. It's pretty quick.
Yes, and how the legislation is currently written, it's in the right direction. I don't like property tax, so please don't take that. I do not like property taxes. But how this current legislation is written, it actually gives the state representatives in Tallahassee complete control over our property tax and the tax codes that go along with it. And that to me is dangerous.
See, I don't like that. I don't like when they have a bill and say, oh yeah, this is what the bill is for. This is all the good stuff, but they don't tell you is all the negative stuff, all the things that none of us want are getting shoved into a bill and then passed.
I forget what it's called. pig something.
There's no cap for the millage rate either. The only cap, you actually have to go back to the Florida Constitution, was caps each special district at 10%. So if this is voted, that means every special district, city, counties, hospital, school, fire, I forgot one. They all can raise to 10%.
I feel like they will.
They're going to have to. Like that's the sad thing is they're going to have to, and it does not, the current legislation protects homeowners. I know I'm really off topic. Protects homeowners with the homestead, and then it decreases the assessment value from 10% to 5%. But what it doesn't do is doesn't protect renters. So a landowner or a landlord that has one home does not get that homestead exemption because they're renting it. So they will then have to pay the property tax and the increased millage rates. So that's going to be passed on to the renter, right?
So now rents are going to go up.
Rents are going to go up. Now you've increased the affordability for renters.
That's awful. There's rent right now, and I'm sure everyone watching this knows, rent is not great. You can, your mortgage is as much as a rent.
Yeah.
So again, I think it's a step in the right direction, but I don't think it's not protecting all Floridians. It's really just protecting the homeowners, which is great. But what about the people that can't afford to buy?
Right. Yeah. Oh,
or don't want to buy?
It's going to get high. That's for sure. Yeah. Well, okay.
Sorry, that was all.
And see, I told you she had planned this.
Yeah.
That's why I want to shadow them, because you have to know this stuff.
Yeah. Right. Absolutely.
That would be very interesting to see that, and to also see the different ideas they're going to try to come up with.
Yes.
To mitigate some of this.
Yes.
That would be neat. Do you happen to have anybody you would shadow?
I would say Bob Johnson, just because he's sheriff.
Okay, Bob Johnson. That actually would be pretty fun. I think it would be a very interesting one to follow for a day.
For very many different reasons. I'll just say that.
That's why I didn't choose that one, because probably my answer probably wouldn't have been that great, but
I'd love to. It'd be fun. I think it'd be fun. I'm sure within the sheriff's department, there's some very interesting conversations that happen that following him around one day would be neat. I don't know. Maybe we can schedule us a ride along with Bob Johnson for. Hey, if anybody's watching this and you want to see us do a ride along with Bob Johnson, Sheriff Bob Johnson, you let us know. We'll try to see what we can do.
You just go when you get the paperwork and you fill it out. They do a little background check.
Really?
Yeah, I was gonna do that campaigning, but time is running really short to push everything in, so I didn't get to that. But that was one thing that I was gonna do.
Yeah.
Can I ask myself a question real quick and then ask you guys? So if I was gonna be any animal or insect, I should ask.
We have no structure really, so it's a.
I would pick a fly.
Okay.
So that I could land on any wall and listen to the back-dealing conversations of all these elected officials, so that I would then transform back into myself and then know exactly what I was dealing with.
What was going on?
Yeah. I saw a fly in my mind.
Oh, boy.
I thought I saw a fly. Maybe it was.
That would be interesting.
Yeah.
Can you imagine what you would learn?
Probably don't want to be a part of.
So I'm with some actual, meet some evidence to, because there's lots of folks who say, oh, there's these backdoor dealings. Oh, this person got this and that, and how do you know? You don't know. Sometimes it may come out later.
Yeah,
but
you have a little mini fly recorder that you can fly.
He's a drone pilot, so there you go.
Yeah. Hey, do you have a little drone? Yeah. You zoom in. I would think for me, and I know this sounds odd, but I would want to follow around Shannon Ogletree.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah. The
economic
development. Yeah,
that's a good one.
And that for the sake of knowing or understanding what he's doing as far as the new businesses, her businesses, and all that kind of thing. Because I know with the industrial complex, the different areas we have out there in East Milton, there's more people coming in.
Yeah.
There's that 640 acres out in East Milton that's been discussed to trade or a swap.
Land swap.
And I say 640. I keep saying 640. I think it's more than that. But the helicopter field out there in East Milton.
Yeah, to expand that industrial park.
Right. Yeah. I mean, if that expands, that's That is huge. I mean, if you're really
Depending on what they put out there.
well, exactly right.
No data centers.
Yeah. Hey, right there. No data centers. Yeah, there's too much going on with those things to really allow them in at them. We hear about this like, oh, the technology is going to change. Well, they there now, and yeah, they're looking into things about being self-contained and all that. But even still, these things are huge.
The self-contained ones, though, have so much noise vibration that is showing health effects for humans with their hearts and animals as well. So, I mean,
I've seen where China, of all people, of all things.
putting them underwater.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
In the ocean.
The ocean, yeah.
Yeah, the ocean actually keeps them cool. So it's only, I think, 5 inches or 5 feet. I forget. It's something like that. A couple inches or a couple feet are the only surrounding area that actually heats up the water, and the water keeps it constantly cool. But then, I mean,
We're gonna have a bunch of fish with like a $3.
yeah, see, that's the other thing. It's like, how much are we willing to kind of experiment until we get things right? That's where my kind of push.
Questions: do you want to harm humans or do you want to harm fish? So
But fish, yeah, and then fishes, we eat them. It's part of our ecosystem, and cycling wise. So it's
Yep. Where's the balance? Sadly, I guess interesting. I think there might just be just a few too many questions. Have let something that big get into our community, especially if it's out in East Milton. There's a ton of people who live out there.
well, and then here's where my mind goes as well. Having a national security background, there is Mr. Wonderful, Kevin O'Leary from the Shark Tank. If you guys don't know, he is building in behind one of the largest data centers in Utah, and right outside Utah City. It is so big. One, they use the amount of more water and electricity than the entire city of Utah, or Utah City. And then, sorry, I misspoke, Utah City. But the memory capacity of these, you can take everyone in the United States, every email, phone call, anything digitally that you can record, and store it for 5 years on every single person in the U.S. Why do we need that?
I don't know. I haven't the slightest idea.
That's where I get concerned of surveillance, cyber, national security. We outsource our fiber optics from China. They're known to put malware on our stuff. So that's what I wrote part of my thesis on. So my mind kind of shifts to, cybersecurity, national security.
I want to go back to 1920, 1930. I mean, I was born at the wrong time. Thanks, Mom. Thanks, Dad. Yeah.
God, now you're here to live it through.
Yeah, this good.
What is it? The 1984.
Yeah. Also, if you think too, without COVID, my mind kind of goes weird places. Without COVID, I don't think we would have seen this growth.
Right.
So with COVID,
a lot.
we started having to rely on social media, or not social media, electronics, but social media, technology, not interacting with people. It kind of trained our minds to be okay with it automatically instead of the ease. And then now you see all these things popping up, and
yeah, it was like the transition into they say, it's about COVID. Well, it might have been about more than that.
yes, that's what I'm kind of.
A lot of people made a lot of money. They're going.
Well, they just had that Fauci
Senate hearing or whatever.
Yeah, where he didn't say anything apparently,
And
And he has a pardon.
and he already had a pardon. Yeah, he had a pardon.
So technically, the Fifth Amendment doesn't apply to him. So why the hell they allow that? So
Yeah, they drug him up there to the Senate. We already had
it was a crap show.
What he says there and said, I played the bit.
No,
I'm not ready to tell you guys anything.
he wouldn't, because it would have been treasonous. Why would he?
Well, the thing is, it's more than just him. There's more.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Way more. He did.
I think the
orchestrate everything.
No.
I think the reason he did choose to say that was because he was covering up for others, and
I can see that.
Yeah.
that's what I thought.
Do you not have a pardon? Yeah.
Yeah, and he had a pardon, but so technically, the Fifth Amendment, he can't use the Fifth Amendment anymore. That doesn't apply to him, and so why the House Republicans sit there and let him keep doing that? It's all grandstanding.
So that was something I didn't really care for. the House Republicans, whoever was up there, giving him the business, just looked like a bunch of wasted time and error. And it's like,
Taxpayer money.
what they're going to do, they're going to go back to their different districts and they're going to say, look what we did at Ace Fauci. Look what we did. You did nothing.
Yeah, nothing.
You did nothing. It was a waste of time.
You knew that he couldn't claim the fifth, and yet you let him get away with it. So that was for nothing. I don't really.
And some of those, they're going to get voted back in.
Yeah.
Some of these senators for doing nothing. Great, fantastic. More nothing.
Yeah. Yeah. Just like, oh, we're going to release Epstein files.
That was another thing. This is where it's at.
Waiting.
Yeah, that was fast. The Epstein files, it was passed down from, you had Clinton had it, then Obama had it, then Biden and Trump. They keep kicking that down the road and hoping that it fell on Trump's hand. And so Democrats played that smart. I will give them credit there. And they're like, oh, Mr. Trump's in charge now, so why don't he do something about it? So,
We got way.
We do. Yeah.
your second question is,
Just go with it. So
Yeah, it's fun. I appreciate you being here. What did we start? We started with Hayward U. Shadow in local government, and now we're talking about Epstein file. That was a jump. That was a big jump. Okay, so let's drill it back in here. For Santa Rosa County, if you could press a magic button and fix one thing, one Santa Rosa County issue instantly, what would you choose and why?
it'd be the infrastructure. And that's for multiple reasons. One, it increases quality of life. It allows for more proper economic development. A lot of businesses, high value, stable business jobs coming in here, they want to have the infrastructure in place. So if we have more revenue, we can raise impact fees. We can, it just allows our revenue stream to constantly go up, which gives all the residents additional opportunities. It, allows our children to kind of want to stay here, because it has all of that. We can have more cleared career pathways to go into the economic development that we have. And I think it would solve a lot of problems and help prosper Santa Rosa County in the right direction. Yeah,
I would agree. I would think infrastructure would help tremendously on several different levels.
And also shut a lot of people up.
Yeah, well, that too. But you got to have something to complain about, Tommy. Come on, leave your feet. Come back. But infrastructure, for sure, I think would be a tremendous help if that was like the main focus and it just kind of got dealt with. But some of the things, the projects like Highway 90, they're talking about what, 2050?
Yeah.
2050? What? We even going to be here in 2050?
Not.
yeah, it's a long way.
That's good. Yeah, believe.
And that's it. We had the funds at that time.
Right. Well, assuming that the cost of materials and labor and permits and everything doesn't go sky high, which it already has.
Yeah.
Yeah. if it's double, triple what it is now, would we have? Yeah, that's what.
Yeah, the further we kick it down the road, nice pun, right? The more expensive it's going to be. And we already don't have the revenue. We already don't have, what it takes to meet the grant threshold that FDOT requires. What makes us think we're going to have it if we keep kicking it down the road? Like we have to figure out solutions. We have to. I mean, it goes to evacuation routes, and concerns. It goes to mission readiness that Eglin and Holder Airfield is talking about. And if they start redirecting the military personnel to different places, now we're decreasing our revenue. There's so many things that the infrastructure is actually impacting or does impact that we have to figure out, like going 20 years, like, no. We need to figure out something now and allocating our funds more appropriately. We should not be taking from our capital improvement plan fund to cover the MSTUs of the sheriff,
Right.
with the sheriff department without line by line reasons why they need the additional funding. and I'm for law enforcement. I'm for making sure they get paid well. But we have to have some sort of fiscal responsibility, because if we have crappy roads, they're not even going to be able to respond appropriately, at the same time. So we have to balance this in a very finite way. And if we're taking away from our road allocation funding to better this department, we're just putting detriment on this department. Same with county workers don't get raises, so we're going to lose good employees because of that. So we have to be really smart fiscally and be able to say no to certain things that maybe aren't needed now.
Yeah. Because of that, I have a question here. And I'm sure this would probably just stir the pot even further and get us further off topic. But let's say, because who knows if it'll actually happen. Let's say as a giant data center comes in and says, if you let us put this data center in here, we will put Highway 98, Highway 90. We'll give you absolutely every dime you need to fix it today, but you have to let our data center host up in East Milton.
So a bribe. Oh yeah, you're an incentive. Let me redo a political word. Incentive in order to do it.
I'm sure they'd get tax cuts at some point, but essentially that's what it is. Let's exchange road the infrastructure need for a data center.
Man, you kind of just put me on the spot. Well, here's current county commissioner is going to go through.
Yeah.
Currently.
Yep.
Here's what I would do if I was a county commissioner, because even though I do not want data centers, I do not think our infrastructure can hold it. That is a unique proposal that would better and benefit the community as a whole. So what I would do is I would hold several town hall meetings around the county, speak to the residents.
Yeah, that's a good.
See what they think of. I would let the data center company come down, take questions. If they're not willing to take questions from the residents, then bottom line, no.
Yeah.
Because you're not being honest. There's something shady about that. But let the residents ask them directly. Let them see the plans. But I would also make sure, if the residents were okay with it, that there was some sort of legality contract that whatever they said is exactly what they had to do. They could not deviate it in any sort of way without some sort of, I don't want to say vote, but something from the residents allowing it. But we have to, if it's something like that where it's going to increase quality of life and really give the residents everything they want in exchange for something the residents and I don't want, the residents have to really be involved with that. And if the residents said no, then that's where my vote would lie. I mean, to be honest with you, it would just be the residents don't think the benefits outweigh.
Yeah.
And
people.
Yeah, and that's what I would do, because that's a tough one.
Yeah, and that's also, you're putting all that on her as one county commissioner. You'd have to be between all five.
Right. Yeah. So you'd have to.
I mean, I would probably totally be outvoted on that one, because I would listen to the community.
Yeah.
Because you always have to go in, like, I'm a hard no on some things, but a good leader also has to go, okay, let me look at I'm a hard no at like 99.9999999, and I'm not talking about data centers, that you would change my mind on data centers, but you still have to look at the totality of, how is it going to affect our natural resources, the infrastructure, the quality of life of people, and really weigh those decisions very carefully and heavily. And I've done a lot of data center research, and there's probably not much that you could put in front of me that would get me to do that. But that one, because it would increase the quality of life and really decrease the concerns of the residents, I would have to put it back into the people's hands and let them.
I feel like that's what's missing in a lot of the other data centers, is that they're not doing that. Well, the data center came in and said, hey, we're gonna give your town or your county like millions and millions of dollars specifically for infrastructure. I just don't hear about that.
Well, my thing is, let's look 50 years down the road. They're going to be everywhere. You think of it. So
Hey, if our family says no,
they're going to try to push it. They're going to
destroy you down to 7 counties in Florida. So
yep, at 67.
67. So what's the chances of 5 or 6 or 10 of the other counties who'd say, oh yeah, we'd love some data centers up here?
You know, and also the data center thing is going to depend a lot on who gets elected as governor this time around.
Yes.
That's going to play a lot in the
Same with these moratoriums, the Senate Bill 108, all of that.
Yep.
Expires next year. Yeah.
That's why it's so important for people to get behind the governor vote. That's even one race that I see nobody has a clue about, really. And
well, there's 20 fighting for governor right now.
I think I change my mind every week of who I'm voting for. Like I still can't, because there's so many, and I like this about this person, then I'm like, ooh, I really didn't like that about you. And then I'm like, my gosh, yeah, it's a rough one.
So the data center thing is going to play out a lot, depending on who gets elected as governor. That's my thought on that.
Some good ideas. We got some good ideas going out. That's nice. And then we'll try to stay on track. Let's see. Okay, totally off the wall here. What 3 foods would you serve, hypothetically, of course, district-wide, at a district-wide community picnic?
To represent, where are these coming from? If you could serve 3 foods to the community, what foods would you share with the community?
So the first things that go to mind would be fried chicken. I don't know why I'm gluten intolerant, so I can't even enjoy it, but maybe gluten-free fried chicken.
Yeah.
But banana pudding, and I make some of the best banana pudding.
That's good.
And probably it would be a tie between watermelon and green beans. Just because I love green beans, but then watermelon is like the farmers here have some of the best watermelon.
Oh yeah.
Have you ever had yellow watermelon?
Yep. Oh yeah.
It's great. It's really good.
There was a guy who was at the road not too long ago. He was selling both here, but yellow, and he was selling like regular watermelon.
Yeah.
Outstanding.
They'll get the yellow watermelon from
My
local farmers.
watermelons in my garden, I agree this year. I got one now, it's like that big, so I'm happy. And that's the first time I ever grew water around it. Yeah,
Hey, give that thing go.
yeah. I grew a pumpkin this year too. Believe it or not, now it just got one that big, and it's got this. Yes, it's mine. Yes, I am breaking down.
I buy one watermelon a week.
You're real.
Our 3-year-old, I think, is a watermelon or pickle chips. It's one of the two, pickle chips or watermelon. I buy a lot of watermelon.
Yeah. I think if my kids could have watermelon every day.
Well, I think
We have one at the house that we need to cut right now, and I know as soon as I cut that watermelon, like half of it will be gone 2 days.
That's why I don't buy strawberries.
And
Oh yeah, they go right through the strawberries. What's up with these kids eating all this fruit?
I don't know, but I think it was the 30s or 40s that watermelon almost put Coca-Cola out of business. Because
Really?
yeah, because people was buying more watermelon than they were Coca-Cola.
Not me.
Come on.
Tell them you have to bleep that. You're me bleep. They're gonna think you're cussing. They're gonna think you're cursing right here on the show because I you bleep 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 bleep. That's okay. That's
I did taste
Your cereal.
yeah.
That's
I
right.
did say DAMN, so
Omar. This is a family-friendly show. Thomas.
yeah. God, whatever recording is.
What other things do we ask? How about this one? There's if you could invite an author or an expert speaker to the county, somebody to come over and I guess speak to everybody, who would it be and what topic would you want them to cover?
That's a good one.
I'm probably going to bore a lot of people with this, but I would do Marco Rubio because I have a background in national security, and I would want to
Invite Marco Rubio to Santa Rosa County.
I would want to pick his brain. I think it's probably a selfish thing for me, but I mean, he's smart. Whether you like him or not, he's smart.
It is very smart.
And I would love to pick his brain on national security issues.
Well, that guy has seen some stuff recently for sure.
Yeah, I really want to
All
know.
the Iran stuff and
like I told you when he first ran, I was running a campaign on the state level, and I got to talk to him. I got to meet him, and this is when he was nobody yet, and it's amazing to see how far the guy's gone, man. It's
Wow. It's done really well. He's up, I would say, considering it's been,
Cuban,
his parents can't
yeah,
hear me.
yep. I mean, I didn't know that when I met him. I just thought he was another guy, and I didn't know I was talking to the future National Secretary of Defense, and
Interesting.
who will learn?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's pretty good one. Yeah.
yes, I agree.
Have him speak on.
Something.
I mean, national defense. We have the military surrounding us. National defense.
Yeah, exactly. We've got all the military bases around here.
Yeah.
And then what does that, because, okay,
Maybe we could get our highways bumped up, and I've got.
yeah, that's what I was thinking is, okay, so if you have somebody like that come in, or at least that discussion, so either we as Northwest Florida and Santa Rosa County specifically, either we are going to have to do something to help with infrastructure, to help support these bases, or some of the base units and groups may decide they want to go somewhere else. And we've actually already seen at least one.
The Special Forces unit pulling out to New Mexico, I believe.
It's in New Mexico.
And we almost lost the Blue Angels, too. I don't know if y'all knew that or not. We lost
Almost skilling. I didn't hear something about that.
Yeah.
Blue Angels had an opportunity.
We had one of our county commissioners, I don't want to say who because I don't know if this is public knowledge or anything yet, went to D.C. and fought for him. And this is a Santa Rosa County commissioner fighting for our Blue Angels which is Escambia County.
Have that national coalition thing.
Yeah. They go up there and he got me say.
I can't imagine. I really can't.
What?
It depends on the Blue Angels being anywhere else.
No,
really.
but the same thing happened just recently with the lady that does their uniforms.
Yes, I saw that. They didn't give her a chance to bid because she didn't understand the bidding process, so she no longer is making the
One in 3 years she made their uniforms, and now it's in Virginia somewhere.
Yeah, they moved it from a local seamstress to Virginia because she didn't understand the bidding process, and she didn't get to put it in bid.
Come on, guys.
Yeah.
Do better.
Figure it out.
Yeah.
You had a solid source.
That brought in, local economic benefits of it.
Probably paying, you wasn't paying that much. Now you're paying like millions of dollars.
Oh, yeah. They probably tripled, quadrupled their cost.
And it really went out of state.
Yeah. Way out of state.
Yeah, we're thrilled about that. Jeez. More stuff getting sourced outside of the county.
Yeah. Escambia County, but I know it's Escambia County, but still, that affects people that work here, or live here. They go up there and work, and so it's gone.
That's a bummer.
Yeah.
Hey, we jump around a lot.
Here we do.
We're
having a really good topic.
That's all right stuff, though. Yeah, right. Okay, so Marco Rubio to come in, that'd be a good conversation. Yeah, and the whole thought of, if we don't help support the local bases, there's an opportunity that some of them may want to leave the area, and that has tremendous effects on the local economy and everything else. I mean, I actually, what was it? In the last few forums, I think that's been brought up.
I have brought it up.
Somebody brought it up.
Yeah, I have brought it up. I brought up that it's mission critical.
Yeah.
For anytime I'm asked about the infrastructure, I always bring that up, because if our military personnel cannot get to where they need to respond to whatever mission call that they have, that's a problem.
Yeah.
I mean, that's mission critical. That's, again, I always tie it back to national security, but I mean, that's a national security threat, because all it takes is, I mean, we already have a ton of infiltration here in the United States. Yeah. And all it takes is one of those to be reconning the area, which probably is already happened for sure. Yeah.
Sure.
To recon the area to know, oh, okay. Now I know I could do this. They can't respond to it. And that's the bottom line. When I was working at this topic, but off topic, at Fort Lee as Department of Army security guard, which is under the law enforcement umbrella, we had someone coming with propane tanks. I was actually at the gate when it happened. Propane tanks with different out of country IDs, trying to gain access to go to the PX or NEX where everybody was eating lunch at a certain time. Well, obviously I paid attention and I was like, no, turn them around and put them off. But the day before that, there was a vehicle that came and was allowed on, and then was stopped later, and he was reconning that area and seeing what time had the biggest influx of military personnel to do the most damage.
What?
So it's happening is my point.
Good right there.
And if we can't respond to it.
Yeah. And also the shooting over in Corey Field, I think it was, Scorsese.
Oh, yeah. That was a couple years ago.
Yep.
That happened.
Yep.
Yeah, that was
pilot in training. I think it was Saudi born. I'm not sure.
I can't remember.
I don't know.
Out here.
It was one of those Middle Eastern countries. Was somebody like that. One of those Middle Eastern countries.
We have a lot of Saudi come over here for military training.
Yeah.
A lot.
And this guy in military, I'm wanting to say, I may be wrong, they didn't have weapons on them at the time, and the sheriff's department got there and they put a stop to it, and then the people on base had to retrieve their weapons from
lock them from somewhere.
Yeah.
The armory or something.
So I think, well, to me, if you're on military base, you should have a gun on you.
Didn't they update that?
I don't know about that.
I thought they updated that.
I think so.
Certain military or
You're allowed to have problems on base. Yeah.
I think so. I thought
It probably depends on each one. I mean, I know law enforcement on the military base would always have their weapon, for active shooters and such, but I don't know about the other rest of it. Yeah, I'm not for sure.
Look, if you can go serve our country, then I'll see if their firearm trade.
I got. Oh, it sounds like some thunder else.
So does number 9.
Let's do. Yeah, here we go. Okay, so what is a policy idea you're most excited about and might surprise people, and what needs to happen to bring it to life?
This is a great one. I'm not bringing new policy ideas. I know that sounds...
Not bringing new policy ideas. You have it recorded right here.
Here's why. The county doesn't have any money to allocate any funding to new policy ideas.
No.
So if I go, here's my new policy idea, I'm not going to have broken promises. So, I'm not bringing. We have to fix what is broken, and we have to work. I'm being very. We have to work in our budget, and right now we don't know if the half sales cent tax is going to go through. We don't know if this tax referendum is going to go through. So, what type of leader would I be to go, the county's already broke. We've had to dip into our reserves for 3 years in a row. We've had a prior commissioner that a lot of people, he ran on broken promises and unrealistic promises, to be quite frank, that weren't even following the law. And then go, let me bring in some new ideas that we can afford, will never get passed, and fill the community with a bunch of fluff just to get elected. I'm not doing that. We need to go in and fix what is broken. We need to allocate appropriately. We need to look at the budget. We need to restore trust. We need to build responsibly. Things that are already the issue, we have to solve first before we create bigger issues.
That's it. So refurbishing the existing machine.
Yeah.
Rather than putting new.
Love that answer. Love that answer.
Yeah, that's good. Well, they just have to. I mean, you are given, whether it be federal, whether it be state, you are given certain things that you can do. You allocated certain things, and in your position on the commissioner's positions, you have to be able to deal with it, manage it, and in some ways try to make it better.
Yeah, because like East Milton, where all the building is everybody wants all these more more community resources, and I agree. But to me, that's not a new policy idea. That's something that should have been already in the pipeline with all the development.
Okay, yeah.
So it is making sure everything is in line in concurrent with the growth that we already have. So it's about having foresight while also trying to fix the broken that the previous leaders didn't have the proper foresight, or maybe the development happened a little too rapidly, because in the past 20 years, Santa Rosa County population has increased by 75%. That's pretty big.
Yeah.
So, and then we're still in the top 5% nationwide for growth. So we have to prepare for that. So why am I going to bring in new policies? No, I'm going to make sure the things that should have already been in place, those are the things I'm going to work on to increase the quality of life. And then once that's established, and I can get reelected for the next 4, then we can start going, okay, now what does the community need? But if we just keep stacking on new things and we aren't fixing the old things, then the new things are going to fall behind. They're not going to be, 100%. And we have to make sure we give 100% of our 100% for each task.
Well, once again, you're one of 5, and those other 5, you got to convince those other 5. You can't be spending all this money. You have to tell them, you have to convince them somehow to not want to spend money, and good luck. And so you got a goal in front of you out there. So, but
Well, that's like what I always do is having the good ideas, being able to share things, but then also playing well with others. Wait, we've Santa Rosa County Commission one way or another. It always seems to be something.
they seem to bring really got to go through.
Playing on the same page.
Yeah.
And I don't get that, because you go in there and you're still a person. You're elected to represent the people. So you should be able to disagree respectfully and professionally.
Yep.
Leave that dais, shake each other's hands, go have dinner, and leave the crap on the table and just go about your day. I don't understand why there is this. The grudges need to stop being held. Like, you're working for the people. You're not working to get along and be best friends with the other person. You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if I'm saying it the right way, but I don't get it.
And then the goal is Santa Rosa County, right? I mean,
That commission meeting is only a show. It's only it's the police and public. That's all it is. Let's give them their little time so we can do this. But real things are happening behind the doors, and
And that has to stop.
yeah,
Has to.
yes,
it's certain.
It is.
that's it. That's when someone will show up, someone won't show up, and because everything's already done. It's already decided. It's whatever.
Yeah, they don't listen. And one thing, I get part of why they don't allow the back and forth to an extent. Like, you do have to limit some of the back and forth. Like, there has to be some sort of structure, and I understand that. But there are some things that I've gone to the meetings and I'm going, they're giving you concerns, you say something back, and there should be some sort of open dialogue for some of these things, because I'm like, what? Like, you guys aren't even really understanding each other. So let's get on the same playing field.
I know I understand and I appreciate the sunshine laws, and that the commissioners should be discussing things in the open and with each other, especially if it's about the county rules, regulation, policies, and all that. But when it comes to getting on the board and then they have those conversations, the conversations sometimes feel very restrained, or like they're not being open enough.
Yes. Or they just sit there.
Like, they should be, and hey, I'm not a commissioner. I don't want people, but there's a, how
They're lacking dialogue and communication with each other.
it kind of seems that way. Not that they don't talk, that they do, but I mean, it would almost seem like the people in the audience and those that are like, what do you think? Their wheels are turning over there, buddy. And so the conversation that happens in public in front of everybody would be basically all of us, the citizens, just kind of watching as this group of people are, hashing it out and
Yes.
their stuff, and occasionally looking at the audience saying, hey, what do you think? Hey, what ideas? Do y'all have anything?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Again, I'm not a commissioner. I don't know how all this runs. What are your
Nothing.
what are you nothing? Come on, man.
Comment.
Come on.
Well, I'll say this, and this isn't a dig to anybody. There's one commissioner that's doing all the talking, and it's the chair. The chairman is doing all the talking, and then one other commissioner is looking to see what he's supposed to do, and no one else has a dialogue. Like, no one's talking. Why is only, I get the chairman is the voice and he's the head of the commissioners, which is fine. Like, he's going to do more talking than the rest. I get that. But here's the thing is he's running the meeting.
Yeah.
He's not the only wheelhouse behind the yes or no. So everybody else should be having more dialogue and communication about it, because the rest of them sitting there and only one commissioner talking, it does look like they're talking behind doors.
Yeah.
Or behind, not doors, back doors.
Yep.
Here, because why do you guys have nothing to say and you're just going, okay, where's the vote?
Bingo.
That's probably, I think, the perspective when there's not. I mean, I want to, excuse the pun, I want to see a bunch of chatty Cathys up there who are just like going around talking. Cool, good. Then I know, and everyone else knows, that you have flushed out the bad ideas, that you're going to keep the good ideas, and that you actually talked about it instead of, because you're right. If there's nothing is said on the dais except I approve or don't disapprove. Okay, well, where was the conversation?
How do you know they're reading the information put in front of them?
Sure,
Because and I brought this up twice, one in the debate. I'll take it back to the school speed cameras. Did any of the commissioners actually read that? Because when the sheriff belittled the citizens at the Tiger Point BOCC meeting, making fun of them for saying there's flock cameras, and he's like, no, there's not. And then the Commissioner Wright was like, see, the sheriff said there's not anything in there, and you guys, if you pay attention and you go with the law, then nothing to worry about. But then in the contract, it said for every school speed zone camera, you got a free flock camera.
It was in the contract.
It was in the contract. So my question is, did the commissioners lie about it, or did they not read it?
No, I'll tell you why. It's anything the sheriff puts up there, they're all going to jump on it. They're going to be for it.
Which is wrong.
That's what they're going to do. 100%. Sorry. Let's mess up on this. Yeah. But the sheriff, when sheriff comes up there, they must say, I am pro law enforcement. I put everything yes for the sheriff.
We have totally we can go ahead and kiss that ride along goodbye.
Yeah.
That's what.
Sorry.
Really want that ride along, right?
It's the thing, though, is it's being prior law enforcement, and my husband's still a police trainer. I love law enforcement. Like, I mean, they are so important to our community and to America. But that does not mean that there shouldn't be proper oversight. And it does not mean that it gives them the excuse to lie to the public. The public is supposed to trust. I can't think.
We're going to have to edit this out. I get it. The commissioners want to be supportive of law enforcement. And I know the cameras where the discussion is about safety. This is it's going about.
I'm more law enforcement pro than you are. I'm the front of law enforcement. Roll fire.
Yeah.
Knock down.
But there seems to be, like, there definitely needs to be an element where, sure, they're gonna somehow, I don't know how you make it mandatory that the commissioners read every line of what's in front of them. Is that a thing? I don't even know.
I mean,
Or am I?
it's a job. Like, I would.
Well, yeah, I mean, you get the job, but is it? I mean,
You're being paid to do it.
am I speaking like outside the decorum of the meeting? Like, it just, we don't, I don't understand.
I mean, they're supposed to have
More conversation. I feel like there's a little bit of conversation.
There's a little bit of conversation, and I don't want anybody to think that I'm like I hating law enforcement. So I bring this.
I mean, too.
Or won't they that at all?
No. So my problem is, though, is the police are supposed to be the very people the public trusts in their most desperate times. And how can people feel safe and secure to trust the department when they know that they lied to them open into their face to hide something. So, like, if it would have been better to just say, yes, they're in there, because the commissioners are going to pass what they want anyway. So, let's not destroy the public's trust with law enforcement. We have to keep that strong because that is so important to the community, so important to public safety. It's important to the safety of the police officers.